Hello, everyone. Welcome to the U.S. Immigration News. If you've been following the headlines, you already know. Immigration in 2025 has become one of the most volatile issues in the country, from sweeping policy changes and legal rulings to high-stakes enforcement and shifting protections. The entire system feels like it's being rewritten in real time. In this video, we're breaking down the 10 most urgent developments in U.S. immigration as of May 30th, covering USCIS new rules, U.S. immigration policy, enforcement, and regulation. If you are liking this video, please hit the bell button, subscribe, and like it so that you may get updates straight to your smartphone. Now let's get into the video. Number 1. DACA legal status and work permits. We begin with a pivotal legal development affecting the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, better known as DACA. In May, the Fifth Circuit Court ruled that while protections from deportation remain intact for Dreamers nationwide, work authorization under DACA is now likely unlawful in Texas. This means DACA recipients in most states can continue working legally. But in Texas, that right may soon be stripped away. It's a state-specific blow that could send shockwaves through families, school systems, and workplaces. As the legal fight continues, many are bracing for more appeals and possibly a final word from the Supreme Court. This decision underscores the fragmented nature of immigration enforcement in the U.S., where state-by-state policies often create confusion, hardship, and legal uncertainty for the same group of people. Number 2, Supreme Court allows TPS termination for Venezuelans. In another landmark decision, the Supreme Court gave the green light to end temporary protected status for over 350,000 Venezuelans. For years, TPS allowed these individuals to live and work in the U.S. legally. Now, under the Trump administration, that protection is disappearing. The administration argues conditions in Venezuela have improved. Human rights advocates argue the opposite, warning that people may be sent back to a country still mired in political chaos and economic collapse. The revocation of TPS for Venezuelans is sending ripple effects through Latin American communities across the U.S., who fear this is only the beginning of broader status terminations. Community organizers are mobilizing legal clinics and assistance hotlines to help TPS holders explore alternatives like asylum, family sponsorship, or employer-based petitions. Number 3. Intensified ICE enforcement at immigration courts. ICE enforcement is ramping up again, this time at the very steps of immigration courts. Agents are now targeting individuals for arrest just minutes after their court cases are dismissed. For many, this feels like a betrayal of due process. Even immigrants who have followed every legal step now fear that showing up to court may result in detention. The policy shift is casting a shadow over the justice system itself. Legal experts are warning that this tactic could discourage people from participating in their own immigration hearings, which undermines the integrity of the process and burdens already overwhelmed courts. Advocates are calling for sanctuary protections and legal observer networks to monitor enforcement around courthouses. Number 4. Harvard's international student enrollment protected. For now. Turning to higher education, Harvard University narrowly avoided a devastating blow to its international student program. The Trump administration attempted to strip the university's ability to enroll foreign students, citing vague national security concerns. But a federal judge has temporarily blocked that effort, allowing more than 7,000 international students to continue their education, at least for now. It's a high-stakes battle with implications for universities and global talent pipelines across the country. International education contributes nearly $40 billion to the U.S. economy each year. Leaders in academia warn that if elite institutions like Harvard can be targeted, smaller universities may be next. Students and faculty alike are voicing concerns over visa stability and the U.S.'s global reputation as a hub for innovation and education. Number 5. First self-deportation flight and million-dollar fines. A new DHS initiative known as Project Homecoming has officially begun. The first voluntary self-deportation flight departed this month, offering free travel and stipends to undocumented immigrants who choose to leave the U.S. on their own. But this isn't just about incentives. The same policy includes massive fines, in some cases exceeding $1.8 million for those who remain in the U.S. without status. Supporters say it promotes compliance. Critics say it's intimidation disguised as policy. Legal aid groups are warning that many of those fined have no ability to pay and that the psychological toll of receiving such notices is severe. The contrast between the carrot of voluntary departure and the stick of life-altering fines raises serious ethical and legal questions. Number 6. Legislative proposals to restrict and amend immigration. In Congress, the immigration debate is escalating. Lawmakers have introduced bills targeting everything from birth tourism to asylum application fees. Some proposals seek to fast-track deportations for individuals with criminal records. Others aim to cut public benefits for parolees and refugees. These bills range from bipartisan compromises to politically explosive measures, but all represent a hard shift in how the government might treat immigrants going forward. While some of these bills stand little chance of passing in a divided Congress, their symbolic weight is powerful. They signal the direction certain factions want U.S. immigration law to move toward exclusion and restriction rather than opportunity and protection. Number 7. Expanded expedited removal policy. This month also saw a significant expansion in expedited removals, the process by which undocumented immigrants can be deported without a court hearing. Now, anyone unable to prove at least 2 years of continuous residence in the U.S. could face immediate deportation. It's a major shift that increases the risk of wrongful removals, especially for individuals who may have valid legal claims but lack documentation on hand. Immigration attorneys are urging individuals to carry proof of residency, such as tax documents, leases, or utility bills. Meanwhile, civil rights groups are preparing litigation to challenge the constitutionality of removals conducted without due process. Number 8. IRS data sharing for deportation. Privacy advocates were stunned this month when the IRS announced a new data sharing agreement with ICE. For the first time in decades, tax information will be used to assist immigration enforcement. The end of this long-standing firewall could have chilling effects, discouraging undocumented immigrants from filing taxes, fearing that doing the right thing might now lead to deportation. Advocacy groups point out that undocumented workers pay billions in taxes each year, often without access to public benefits. And this move risks collapsing that fragile trust. Calls are growing for Congress to legislate clearer boundaries between agencies to protect financial data from being weaponized. Number 9. Gaps in immigration detention oversight. A new report from the Government Accountability Office revealed troubling gaps in oversight at immigration detention centers. Inspectors found unclear performance measures, a lack of accountability, and ongoing reports of abuse and neglect. With detention numbers rising, advocates are demanding urgent reform to prevent further harm to detainees who often lack access to medical care or legal counsel. The report includes disturbing accounts of prolonged isolation, inadequate nutrition, and deteriorating mental health among detainees. Reformers are calling for mandatory public reporting, independent inspections, and the eventual phasing out of private detention contracts. Number 10. Alien registration requirements revived. Finally, the Trump administration has revived a little-known rule requiring certain non-citizens to formally register with the federal government. Though rarely enforced in recent decades, this registration mandate is being marketed as a national security measure. But critics warn it could lead to increased surveillance, racial profiling, and yet another layer of fear among immigrant communities. Community organizations are advising immigrants to know their rights and consult with legal professionals before complying. Some immigration attorneys see this as a precursor to broader tracking efforts that could eventually include biometric data or geolocation technology. That's all we have in this bulletin. The U.S. Immigration News Channel provides all necessary visa information and procedures for your U.S. immigration journey. It is important to understand the United States immigration processing steps, visa application requirements, processing times, forms, fees, and more. We will continue to provide all information about U.S. visitor visas, such as B1 and B2, work visas, such as L1A, L1B, and H1B, student visas, green cards, immigrant visas, EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, and EB5, and family immigrant visas. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the U.S. Immigration News Channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.